Most men think low testosterone is a complicated problem. They blame age, genetics, stress, maybe even bad luck. But your hormones don't collapse randomly. They respond to signals. And one of the strongest signals your body understands is movement. Not brutal workouts, not marathon sessions, 8,000 steps. Because testosterone is not just a muscle hormone. It's a confidence hormone, a drive hormone, a survival hormone, and your body will not invest in it if it thinks you are weak, threatened, or metabolically unstable. When you sit all day, insulin rises, blood flow slows, visceral fat begins to accumulate quietly around your organs. That fat is not passive. It produces an enzyme called aromatase, and aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. You're not just losing testosterone, you're converting it. Now introduce 8,000 steps per day. Not extreme, not exhausting, just enough to change the message. And hormones listen to messages. Here's what most people never hear. Your body makes testosterone and cortisol from the same raw material, cholesterol. It cannot prioritize both. When stress rises, cortisol wins. When cortisol stays high, testosterone drops. This is known as the hormonal trade-off. Sedentary living increases baseline stress in subtle ways. Poor circulation, blood sugar instability, low dopamine. All of it nudges cortisol upward. Walking interrupts that. Steady, rhythmic walking lowers resting cortisol levels. It signals safety. It reduces sympathetic nervous system dominance. It shifts you out of survival mode. And when survival pressure drops, resources free up. That's when testosterone production becomes viable again. But cortisol isn't the only suppressor. Visceral fat is hormonally active tissue. It is not just stored energy. It acts like a biochemical factory that increases aromatase activity. Think of aromatase as a hole in a bucket. Every time your body produces testosterone, that hole drains part of it away. Walking 8,000 steps daily shifts your fuel source into the oxidative zone, the metabolic range where fat becomes primary energy. Unlike high-intensity training that relies heavily on glycogen, walking taps into stored fat consistently and sustainably. Over weeks, visceral fat begins to shrink. Less fat means less aromatase. Less aromatase means less conversion. More preserved testosterone. At the same time, walking improves insulin sensitivity. Your leg muscles contract thousands of times during those steps, acting like a sponge for glucose. Blood sugar stabilizes. Insulin levels drop. And high insulin is a known suppressor of testosterone production. So, with 8,000 steps, you reduce cortisol. You reduce visceral fat. You improve insulin signaling. 3 major suppressors removed. That's not a boost. That's a release. After 4 to 6 weeks of consistent 8,000-step days, most men don't notice an explosion. They notice clarity, better morning energy, stronger training sessions, more stable mood, improved body composition. And here's why. Testosterone pulses most strongly during deep sleep. Walking improves sleep quality. It improves circulation. It increases mitochondrial efficiency inside your cells. When your metabolism stabilizes, your endocrine system follows. Movement also increases dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to motivation and reward. Biologists call this the winner effect. When you move with purpose, your brain interprets it as territory exploration, as competence, as dominance over your environment, and testosterone responds to that perception. 8,000 steps is not magic. It is a biological instruction. It tells your body, we are active, we are capable, we are stable. And in response, your system adjusts. So the real question isn't whether walking 8,000 steps can boost your testosterone. The question is whether you are sending your body consistent signals of strength or constant signals of stress and stagnation. Because hormones don't rise from wishful thinking, they rise from alignment. For the next 7 days, hit 8,000 steps. Not occasionally. Every day. Rain or shine. Then pay attention to how you feel. Your testosterone doesn't need to be forced, it needs the right environment. And sometimes, the most powerful hormonal shift begins with something as simple as walking.